Was never the loud one in the room. As a kid, I spent most of my time in silence, hiding behind a book, staring at the sky, wondering what it would be like to touch the stars. I grew up in Pretoria, South Africa, born on June 28, 1971. While other kids played outside, I was buried in science fiction, not because it was fantasy, but because I wanted it to be real. The future felt like something I could build with my own hands. I just had to figure out how. 46 seconds to 1 minute and 40 seconds. My parents, Errol and May, they were as different as fire and water. My father, an engineer. My mother, a model and nutritionist. Their worlds didn't mix for long. When they divorced, I was 9. I stayed with my father, but home didn't feel like home. I was lonely. Misunderstood, but instead of talking about it, I dreamed. I imagined robots, rockets, and cities on other planets. Dreaming was my escape. My rebellion, 1 minute and 41 seconds to 2 minutes and 33 seconds. School wasn't kind to me. I was small, quiet, easy to target. Once, a group of boys beat me so badly I had to be hospitalized. It hurt, not just physically, but deep down. That day, I learned something important. I could either fight them or outgrow them. I chose the second. At 10, I got my first computer, a Commodore VIC 20. I taught myself to code, line by line, with no teacher. By 12, I sold my first video game, Blaster, for $500. That was the first time I realized imagination can feed you. 2 minutes and 34 seconds to 3 minutes and 28 seconds. At 17, I left South Africa, not because I hated it, but because I wanted freedom. America, I thought, was where the future lived, but before I could get there, I went to Canada, my mother's birthplace. I worked odd jobs, cleaning floors, cutting wood, shoveling dirt, saving every penny for a one-way ticket to the life I wanted. In 1992, that dream brought me to the University of Pennsylvania, where I studied physics and economics, but honestly, I didn't care much about grades. I cared about impact. How could I change the world? That question never left me. 3 minutes and 29 seconds to 4 minutes and 26 seconds. After college, my brother Kimball and I started a company called Zip2, helping newspapers build city guides online. We lived in that office, slept on the floor, showered at the YMCA. And after years of exhaustion, it paid off. In 1999, we sold Zip2 for $37 million. I was 27. A millionaire, but I wasn't chasing money. Money is a tool, not a purpose. So I started another company, X.com, a new way to move money online. It eventually became PayPal. In 2002, we sold it to eBay for $1.50 billion. And people thought that was the end of my story. They were wrong. 4 minutes and 27 seconds to 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Because I wasn't done dreaming. I had one question that haunted me. Why haven't we reached Mars yet? So I founded SpaceX, a company meant to make space travel affordable. The first 3 rockets exploded, millions lost. Laughter from critics. I was called crazy, arrogant, delusional. By 2008, I was out of money. My personal life was falling apart. My marriage with Justine was ending. We had 5 sons together, my greatest source of joy, even in chaos. And then, against all odds, our 4th rocket launched. And it worked. I cried that day, not out of pride, but relief. NASA noticed and gave SpaceX a $1.6 billion contract. Failure had just turned into liftoff. 5 minutes and 31 seconds to 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Love. That's always been complicated for me. After my divorce, I married the actress Tallulah Riley twice. Then later, I met Grimes. Together, we had 2 uniquely named children, X and Y. Strange names, maybe, but they mean something to us. They are symbols of creativity and the unknown. My relationships have always mirrored my life, unpredictable, passionate, imperfect. But through it all, I've tried to stay true to my mission, build a future worth living in. 6 minutes and 31 seconds to 7 minutes and 25 seconds. I joined Tesla in 2004, when almost no one believed in electric cars. They said it was impossible, that batteries couldn't compete. Now, Tesla is one of the most valuable car companies in the world. We built the Model S, Model 3, Model X, Model Y, and proved that clean energy can be powerful. Then came Solar City. The Boring Company. Neuralink. OpenAI. Every project was a new attempt to push humanity forward, but I've made mistakes. Said things I shouldn't, tweeted before thinking. Still, I'd rather be criticized for trying than be remembered for doing nothing. 7 minutes and 26 seconds to 8 minutes and 20 seconds today. My eyes are still fixed on the sky. At SpaceX, we are building Starship, a rocket that could carry humans to Mars. Many prototypes exploded, but I always tell my team, if things aren't failing, you're not innovating enough. Each failure brought us closer to history. By 2023, Starship finally launched successfully. The dream of a city on Mars, no longer fiction, just the next chapter of human destiny. 8 minutes and 21 seconds to 9 minutes and 15 seconds. I've had 10 children. Each one a reminder that the future is real, that we are building it for them. That's why I created at Astra, a private school for my kids and others, where curiosity matters more than memorization, because the world doesn't need more test-takers. It needs problem solvers. 9 minutes and 16 seconds to 10 minutes and 10 seconds. My journey hasn't been smooth. I've faced bankruptcy, lawsuits, heartbreak, and public criticism. Once, I had to choose: save SpaceX or save Tesla. I couldn't decide. So I saved both, by betting everything I had. People called it madness, but I call it belief. When something is important enough, you do it, even when the odds are against you. 10 minutes and 11 seconds to 11 minutes. Some people call me a genius. Others call me reckless. Maybe I'm both. But I don't care what people think of me. I care about what comes next. A future where we are not confined to one planet, where kids grow up dreaming of becoming Martians, because Earth is fragile. And humanity deserves a backup plan. 11 minutes and 1 second to 12 minutes, from a bullied boy with a computer to rockets that pierce the sky. This journey isn't about me. It's about possibility. About what happens when you refuse to stop dreaming. I've failed more times than I can count. But failure isn't the opposite of success, it's the foundation of it. You get one life. Don't waste it being afraid. Dream big. Take risks, and maybe, just maybe, you'll change the world. Outro. 12 minutes and 1 second to 12 minutes and 25 seconds. This is my story. But it could be yours too, because every great story begins with one thing: the courage to dream. Keep dreaming, my friends. We are just getting started.